I want to talk a little bit about love. See, the world as we know it right now has a mainstream misconception of love. Everyone seems to be confused as to what love really is. Love, a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. Bear with me. I'll prove my point. Love is not an emotion. Love is not a feeling. It's a verb. Love is not something you feel for someone. It is something you do to them. When you say it to someone, for example, you don't say, okay, I feel love for you, bye. That's not how it happens. To say, I love you. In that sentence, love is a verb. It's an action. You may not be able to necessarily control how you feel about a person, but you can choose to love everyone, because again, it's something you do. To love someone is to form a pattern of behavior that puts that person's needs ahead of your needs, and their wants ahead of your wants, in that order. Do not put wants ahead of needs. It's a terrible idea in any situation. To love someone is to put them first, so that every decision you make makes that person a priority. Now, this is not to say that there are not emotions that might lead a person to love someone. Of course there are. There are lots of them. Infatuation, for example, might lead you to love someone. Compassion might lead you to love someone. Sympathy might lead you to love someone. Those are feelings. That lead to the act of love. Now, a loving relationship is a fairly difficult thing to have if you are basing your relationship on the idea that love is a feeling. They must not love me, or they would not do this thing. That's not true. It's more a failure to prioritize. In that moment, they may not have been loving you. But that doesn't mean they don't still feel the things about you that lead them to love you. Everyone makes mistakes. And it goes back to the 4-step process that dictates all human behavior, which I will get into later. But for now, we're going to focus on love. If love isn't a feeling, why do so many songs and movies, why does mainstream media portray love as an emotion? Because because they don't understand it. They're confused about what it is. You can't base your idea of love and of a loving relationship on fairy tales. No matter what you think, no matter what you see on TV, no matter what you've watched in a movie, no matter what you've heard in a song, there is no such thing as a happily ever after. Where there is good, there will always be bad. That's the nature of the world. It is the balance of the universe. Where there's good, there has to be bad. The decision, and it is a decision, it's a choice. The decision to love someone includes accepting the bad with the good. If you can't do that, your relationship will fail. Whether it's a relationship with a blood relative, father, mother, child, brother, sister, whatever, or a romantic relationship, or even a friendship. If you can't take the bad with the good, your relationship will fail. If you base your idea of what a relationship is supposed to be on the little snippets of other people's relationships that you get to see on their Facebook posts, your relationship will fail. Most people do not go around sharing the bad parts of their relationship with the world. You might think, based on what you see, that those people are perfectly happy together all the time. They're not. Because no one is. No one is happy all the time. What they have is an abiding joy in each other. And what you have to understand is the difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is result dependent. Happiness comes when we get what we want. If a thing goes the way you want it to go, you are happy about it. If it does not go the way you want it to go, you are unhappy about it. No one is ever happy to not get their way. Ever. It just doesn't happen. And nobody gets their way 100% of the time, which means it is impossible to be happy all the time. Joy, however, is constant. Or it can be, at least. Joy is what you have when you accept that a thing is more good than bad, even if it does not always make you happy. You can get joy from a lot of things, but the only thing in this world that provides a constant, abiding joy is a loving relationship with another person. That relationship has to be based on taking the good with the bad. It has to be based on accepting that your relationship will not always make you happy, but it is still worth it. Because it's more good than bad. It's a net gain. If you are of the opinion that your relationship is more bad than good, don't jump immediately to blaming the other person in the relationship. Don't worry about them. Only worry about what you can control. What can you do to make that relationship more successful? What can you do to make it more good than bad? What steps can you take to make things better? Because the only thing in the world that you can control is you. When you accept that, and you accept that there will be bad parts of any relationship with anyone ever, you will be able to find an abiding joy in a loving relationship with someone else. That is the only way to do it. To remember that you loving them and them loving you, that's not a feeling. If you keep that misconception in your head, you will misinterpret their actions. It is the actions themselves that are love or are not love. Maybe they don't feel strongly enough about a certain thing to be acting in love all the time. Well, let's face it, no one does. No one ever does anything all the time. Sort of breathing. So, don't get confused. Don't let the world confuse you. Don't buy into the lie that love is a feeling and that it should make you happy all the time. A relationship is never perfect because there will never be a point where it couldn't be better, where you couldn't do more to make it good.